Yes, you guys, welcome back. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm here to bring you guys another news daily video. Now we have some big stories to speak about for today. I'll be speaking about the latest surrounding Willian and Pedro's farewell from this club. Yes, you guys, it's finally happened. Willian's been here for 7 years, Pedro's been here for 5 years too, and it seems their Chelsea spell has finally come to an end. So here are my thoughts and opinions on that, and I'll be speaking about the latest surrounding John Stones. We have a ton of things to break down, discuss, and speak about for today, you guys. However, before I continue, one quick plugs out the way. If you like today's video, smash that like button, help me get over 4,000 likes for today's video. And for the final plug, if you're already planning to make some purchases for the new home season kit, the new away kit, or any new kits for the season, if you use my affiliate links below in the description, you get access to use my 10% discount code, which is Nini10. I'm here to hook you guys up, and without wasting no more time, we start with the first story for today. And I think it's best we start with Willian and Pedro's farewell from this club. Now I'm going to start with Willian's farewell message. He kept things really real. He mentioned the fact that he spent 7 wonderful years at this club. He mentioned how the intensity at this club continuously just spurred him on to become a better player and to constantly push himself every single day. Willian mentioned that he's going to miss his teammates, the staff and club members, and he acknowledged the fact that he is seen as a son at this club. I've been saying it for a long time, you guys. Willian really is a very popular player in this team, in this squad, and by many people here too. But anyway, to finish off with this farewell message, Willian did acknowledge us fans. Now, to give him credit, he kept things real. He mentioned that yes, even though he is going to miss us fans, and even though he does appreciate the support, he also understands that there has been a lot of criticism against his name. But that criticism was used in a positive way, and Willian used that criticism to just push himself on and become a better player. This now moves us on to Pedro, and his farewell message was pretty similar to Willian's. He mentioned that yes, he's been here for 5 years, he's been proud about the achievements he's made here, winning FA Cups, league titles, etc, but now he's ready for the next stage of his career, and let's hope that he recovers very quickly and just has a great career at Roma when he eventually signs for them. But from this point on, you guys, I want to give some brief thoughts and opinions on each player's spell at this club. Starting with Pedro, I'm going to be very real. Pedro has produced many excellent moments at this club. In particular, some outstanding world-class goals, and maybe I'm going to sound a bit cynical, but maybe some of these goals did mask over some average performances at times. But Pedro, his ability to play down the left and right, his ability to, stretch defenses, he was very intelligent, very good control. He had his moments, but overall, I think that you'd have to say that Pedro was a success here, and I think the same thing goes for Willian. Now, in the case of Willian, I'm going to be real again. You guys who've been watching me for many years, you know that I've critiqued Willian quite a lot. But I got to a point where I kept hearing things from people that I really respect in the game. I've been seeing players constantly just praising him too, and managers constantly using him and only having good things to say about him. I like to tell myself that I'm objective. So I just had to reconfigure and just reconsider all my thoughts and opinions on Willian. And once I did that, once I accepted what Willian brought to the team instead of things that he isn't bringing to the team, it made me really appreciate him and really understand why he was such a popular player and so highly praised by so many managers too. Now, as I've said time and time again, Willian is a support player. And I feel like maybe players who play this important role for the team, they never get that recognition that they deserve. Now, let's keep things real. If you're playing in a team with Eden Hazard who will never really track back or really do that defensive work as much, well, that means that there has to be another player playing further up front who has to pick up that defensive shift. And that's one thing that Willian did time and time again. But to be a support player, it's not just about defending and coming back, it's about being that glue in the final thirds. For example, you see that with Liverpool. With their front three in Mane and Salah, Firmino plays a very important role to make that front three work. If Firmino was just as maybe goal driven as those other players, then their partnership wouldn't really be balanced and things wouldn't really work out. And in that sense, that's what Willian has been doing ever since we signed him. Now, I'm sure there's so many stats showing that over the 7 years, he hasn't scored more than 10 goals in how many seasons. I understand that. At the same time, let's not pretend that we were such a crazy goal-scoring team under most managers like your Mourinho's and your Conte's, where we really defended quite a lot. So let's keep things real too, let's keep that perspective. But to bring things back to Willian and him being that glue in the final third, players like this are important. What they do is that they improve the team around them. They make other players better, and that's why we've seen in interviews Ivanovic, for example, praising Willian, saying that Willian made his life even easier playing down that right hand side, and of course with Rudiger mentioning the same thing too. You know, players that play in a team, it's not just about having 11 individual players that can just do bits. You know, certain players have to do a role for the team, and that's what Willian did. The stats prove it, you guys. Every single time that we score a goal, Willian's the first player that kickstarts every single move. We can't take that for granted, and it's a shame that him leaving, I feel like there's going to be so many people in the fan base that's still going to have negative opinions and will still see him as a flop, and they're going to be happy that he left. For me personally, I think it is a shame. I think that if I was Marina, I would have given Willian those 3 years. Even if Willian didn't stay here for 3 years, at least he would have a transfer value. So that's what really surprised me, because Willian's going to be a player that's going to have clubs interested every single time. It wasn't to be. I'm sure Lampard's going to be disappointed too, because when you have such a young attacking lineup, you need that bit of balance. It wasn't to be, you guys, and I feel like I'm going to do some more in-depth videos on Willian's spell here. But what we can say is farewell to both. At times they've both been misunderstood, but I hope now that we can start to maybe appreciate what they've done here, now that they've finally left us and now that we can reflect. We now move on to the second story today, and this story was very surprising. It's centered around John Stones from Man City, and reports from the Mirror, who broke the story, are stating that Lampard is considering resurrecting John Stones' career if Man City considers selling him for 20 million, taking a massive loss from the original 47 million that they spent to buy Stones. Now basically, I think this story has become a thing because Man City have recently signed Nathan Ake for about £40 million, and it's natural that now they've signed him, you know, and due to the fact that they want to reinvest in this window too to strengthen their team, it seems like they're willing to sell John Stones. Now, from this point out, you guys, I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions, and the first thing I want to address is the fact that the article mentions that Lampard would resurrect the career of John Stones. Let's keep it real, you guys. Come on, if Lampard could do that, then our defenders this season, and Rudiger, Christensen, etc., you know, they would have become even better players. So that is just absolute nonsense, like straight off the bat, you guys. And for me, how can you sign John Stones? Like, are you really going to add more Stones to a sinking defensive ship? I don't think so, you guys. You know, Stones is a good technical player, but at the age of 26 years old, it doesn't surprise me that he never reached the potential that the hype originally suggested. Now, back in those days when he was playing for Everton and he had every top club looking at him for some reason, the stats never really supported the top class, world class potential. They really didn't. Similar to Kepa's stats this season, that was the same story for John Stones. Now, at the time when Man City signed him and Pep was there, I guess we were all under the impression that Pep was going to improve him technically and improve his entire game. But you guys, that was never the case, and right now, Stones isn't even in the first team at Man City. Now that Ake's here, his chances of getting first team football really isn't going to happen anymore, and it makes no sense to me, even if Stones was available for £20 million, that Lampard would sign a player like this for the team. Now, if you're asking me, this comes down to Stones' agent and the fact that every English player wants to sign for us. It's as simple as that. So it would not surprise me that this story was just fabricated to just, get some interest going for his client. It's obvious that Stones won't be signing for us, in the sense he's like a poor man's Andreas Christensen, and the thing that both these players even suffer in the first place is that lack of physicality. Lampard wants a strong defender that can communicate and lead and control a back line, so I think that rules out John Stones, you guys. And you guys, on that point, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later for some more videos.